Hello everybody and welcome to the last game of Group B. Now we have Bvrle versus Croner. I believe Bvrle won his game against Blue Pancho and Croner lost his. Somehow Croner is higher rating than both Bvrle and Blue Pancho. Did I say Blue Pancho? I mean Croner lost against Blue Pancho just now. And just now, I mean on game 4, I think. I'm kinda confused here. Anyway, this basically is on the line. The second place for the group, since Zielinski already got first place. If Bvrle wins, he goes on as second place, and if he loses, then we have a three-way tie. Bvrle ban Jake, Croner ban Sammy, and those maps, and they are playing on Haiphong again, just like Zielinski and Blue Pancho. That was a really good game in my opinion, so let's see if this one is good as well. For some reason this infantry is bugging as well again. Bvrle went for the Adder pick, which is similar to Cole I think, other than he not getting the road bonus. On the last game we saw the most of the fights were on the road, so I think Cole is probably a better pick overall for this map. The Adder is fine as well, and he gets his movement powers sooner. And Croner went for the Flak pick. Blue Pancho got a lot of value, some really nice engagements, some really nice rolls. On the last game using this Flak pick. They are both going for the same captures, I guess, for now. Bvrle opens with a recon on his strong side, I guess, on the direction of this spawn tower that generally this player gets, and this player generally gets this spawn tower. Since the other one is like really far away. I mean not that far away because this map is not that big, but and Croner goes for the same recon, but he goes on the top side here. And Bvrle is going for the artillery. Maybe he's copying the Zielinski build we saw in the last game. Maybe this is the best build for the first player to play, the player on the left side. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. And Croner goes for double recon. I mean, he already has one recon, he's now going for triple recon. I guess triple recon is actually pretty good against artillery. If you're playing against a grid player, you wanna have like a lot of vision and chip units to try to kill his artillery. And now Bvrle goes for a recon as well. I mean, this is his second recon, right? Croner is getting his captures as well. All the recons are moving now. This infantry is moving to the top side a bit. This artillery is not going to this side like Zielinski did. He's going to the north near his spawn tower. Maybe he's afraid of a recon coming here and interrupting his capture. And actually I don't think actually Croner can reach. I mean, maybe if he sent his recon, yeah, I don't think he can interrupt that actually. At least not with this recon. Maybe if he sent to the top right away he could, but and Bvrle built a tank here. Now they see each other's recons near Bvrle's HQ. Last game there was a lot of fighting here, a lot of blood drawn. And Croner goes for a tank and an anti-air, which is good, I think. Some early anti-air. Let's see if Bvrle. I don't think Bvrle will go for the. I mean, he can go for the. I thought he had 10 funds, but he has 10 income actually. He interrupts the capture here with the recon, just like I think he was afraid Croner maybe would do. Now some recon action, Cardinal Sin according to Digis. I mean, recons don't really do much damage to each other. Generally you're better off like fighting other infantry, maybe killing this one with the second recon. Croner is now capturing some stuff on the top. His anti-air on day 7, really early anti-air, is going in. This capture, he needs 4 to capture, but the infantry only has 2. Maybe if he can, I mean, he probably will kill with the tank next turn. Now Bvrle is killing this recon with the tank. Bvrle actually has a mech coming in on this side, on his weak side, I guess. Some recon fighting again. Croner now is gonna join to try and capture. He gets a bit of funds from that, the 200 there. He's capturing those faraway properties. I mean, Bvrle already has this one. Now Croner has a bit of an income advantage, I mean capture advantage anyway. But he doesn't have his con tower yet. I mean, he's probably going to get next turn unless, yeah, there's nothing I think Bvrle can do to stop it. And he builds another anti-air, I don't know. What's the plan? He didn't even see any battle copters yet. For some reason Bvrle built a transport copter, but he didn't see that either, and I don't think an anti-air is necessary to deal with a transport copter anyway. A recon probably just killing the infantry is good enough. Bvrle goes for another mech, so he's really powering up here to defend, I think. The anti-air is trying to kill this recon. He will get with the infantry. He's stopping this port capture here by Bvrle. He's also killing this unit that was capturing here. I think he's gonna get both actually, which is really nice because he's gonna keep his 2k advantage now in income on Bvrle. I mean, Bvrle is gonna get this port, but I don't know. I think Croner should be able to get those 2 captures probably next, but let's see. And for now they're pretty even for the most part. Bvrle is coming in, he has 3 tanks now on this part of the map where we saw a lot of fighting last time. He gets really nice engagements on those tanks. These tanks took a lot of damage. Now Bvrle, I think he has his normal power already. Yeah, he has it. But he's choosing not to use it yet. He builds double tank, probably looking for the power, super power next, I don't know. The recons of Croner are killing a bunch of, at least doing damage to a bunch of infantry. He's really going hard for those captures on the top, and he's getting a bunch of them. I think he's gonna get those ones. And he goes for brute force. He just got his commander power, seal power. I think it's commander, right? He's pulling back with this damage tank, going in with some other tanks, but I think this tank probably will die to this if he gets some vision with the infantry here. And he builds double tank now. The artillery gets a nice shot on the anti-air and it dies to the other anti-air. I almost forgot about this artillery here. He sees the tank, the low tank, while attacking this anti-air, but he can't do much because he saw it with this tank. But he's pulling back with this infantry. He gets a capture here, but I think this infantry is probably dead, I don't know. Now they're both just building tanks for now, I think. And then Bvrle goes for an infantry, and I mean, he goes for an infantry and a recon, but I don't quite understand why he went for that. He's really low on funds for some reason. I don't know if he was repairing some really expensive units or what. Anyway, Croner now is going in. He's quite behind, I think, on army value, but he should equalize that on this turn and get. But I think he's doing the same thing Blue Pancho was doing on the last game, overextending too much on his strong side here. At least he's getting all those captures here on the top, which are really nice. Now he's pulling back a bit, at least. He goes for double tank again. And Bvrle goes for the side slip, the super power of Ether, which means he's gonna reach some stuff from really far away. His tanks can move 8 tiles now. I always forget the word. The mech kills this recon, this other mech starts capturing here. And Bvrle is really far behind on income right now, but Croner is losing a bunch of units because he's kind of overextending to get this capture advantage. But I think Croner should be getting those 2 properties soon. And for some reason he starts capturing the con tower. He goes for a battlecopter as well. I believe it's the first battlecopter of the game. Croner kills the 1 HP infantry that was trying to capture his con tower. He now puts this infantry here on this nice woods too high. He's really pulling back a bit because he took a lot of damage on his units. Now he's coming in with some tanks. And he also goes for a battlecopter, but he has an anti-air. So I think that's why Bvrle went for the recon and the infantry only this turn, because his income was really low. He probably was repairing some tanks and some stuff like that. So he didn't have much money really to work with. Croner is still really behind in army value, even with all this 5k income advantage. He lost a lot of stuff to get this advantage, and he overextended quite a bit, I think, around here. Now Croner is coming in. I mean, I don't know if I was saying the name right, because Croner was overextending, but I mean, you guys understood it, right? The tank from Croner gets a really nice engagement here. I don't know if there's... Oh, okay, there's another tank here, and the artillery doesn't do much, but the battlecopter is coming in on the strong side as well. And Croner doesn't want to give up this pressure here on his strong side. And on the top here as well, where he has a lot of properties. He also has this really far away property here that he'll probably lose soon unless he keeps overextending, which I don't think is a good idea. The mech suicides itself to the tank there from Bvrle. Bvrle builds another artillery since this one... I mean, it did a little bit of damage. He helped kill the anti-air Croner had here first. But the anti-air wasn't doing much to begin with, I think, so I don't know. And he goes for a tank and the artillery. And Croner goes for the power, the brute force. So he got, I guess that was a normal roll actually, but this one was a really nice roll, a 6 HP tank, one-shotting the 5 HP tank. This tank gets trapped, this one gets some nice damage on this infantry. The anti-air is moving in, and this other tank is moving in as well, and the battlecopter and everything is moving. And I don't know about this infantry, but I think he was trying to get a nice roll there. Maybe he kills the tank, who knows. And Bvrle goes for the super power again. So he has 20% attack plus the con tower attack, so he's on 30% attack now. The recon goes in and attacks this infantry. I don't know if he could see it. I don't understand why. There was some weird bugs lately actually on Advanced Wars by Web. I was playing on a new map and I got trapped by a battlecopter that I should be seeing but I wasn't seeing, and apparently people are seeing stuff that they can see on the tournament as well. I don't know what's happening with this side. But overall the games are going well, I think. This medium tank, Bvrle got, I don't know what it will do, but he's been saving up for it, I think. he still has a 4k income disadvantage, I guess. And Croner is ahead actually on unit value now. I mean, after being ahead on income for so long, he only had to pull back a bit to start getting a unit value advantage. But he has a bunch of stuff here that are really weak, and he goes for battle copter. He already has another, so he's really powering on the battle copters right now. Bvrle gets another power because he took a lot of damage right after his superpower. This infantry here is able to go back to the HQ thanks to the power. He also gets this nice engagement on the anti-air, even though I don't know what he's going to do with that anti-air. Maybe it was better to kill some tank, or I don't know. Like Skull killing the anti-air, but he doesn't even have air units at this point. He has a 1 HP battlecopter, so I don't know. This tank now goes in and gets a lot of damage on this one. And he doesn't die actually to the 3 tanks there because they're really damaged. This recon is coming in. He has a bunch of battlecopters. Actually, this game is looking really good now for Croner. He kills the infantry, and I think he's trying to go for an HQ cap actually, which is generally, I think, a very common move on this map, Haiphong. And he also goes for a medium tank now. I mean, Bvrle's medium tank is already on the front lines, let's say, almost fighting on his front side. And now he has double tank coming in here. He gets anti-air and a recon. And he still has 4k that he has to get even with Croner, but Croner isn't letting this happen. In fact, he's capturing more stuff from Bvrle, and I think he's gonna try to go for that HQ cap, but I'm not sure. I can see it coming soon. Bvrle has 2 anti-air, and that's kinda bad because Croner has some tanks, decent tanks, and now the artillery is not so effective, right? Because Bvrle is losing the game, and this artillery won't get much value because he's getting overwhelmed with numbers. But I think this artillery was built way before, so I don't blame Bvrle really for having the artillery there. He loses 1 tank to the Croner tank on the power. Actually, I think that was a good roll for Croner. Those tanks take out this recon, but I don't know if that... I mean, it's good to deny vision here, but Croner has a lot of stuff and you really should be killing stuff with your tanks, I think, at this point, because the game is looking quite rough for Bvrle. And Croner kills the infantry. He's gonna get this capture as well. He kills the... Okay, he doesn't kill the transport copter, but he's at 1 HP, and this mech takes damage on the base. Oh my god. Things are looking really bad for Bvrle now. The battlecopters are going up. I think he's just gonna HQ capture here, and I don't think there's much Bvrle can do at this point. His forces are really out of position here on his strong side for some reason. And he builds a medium tank and an anti-air. That's how rich Croner is right now, with 21k versus only... And Bvrle tries to kill the battlecopter with the mech, but it really doesn't work. Now the medium tank kills a tank, nice. This infantry helps killing this tank, I think. Then this tank goes and kills this one. Okay, those are nice trades, but the problem is he doesn't have any vision on his HQ right now. And Croner really is going for that HQ cap, I think. The entire comes here and kills the battlecopter. For some reason, I think he was able to see it, right? Because you can see battlecopters in woods, so I think maybe that's a replay bug actually, because this copter should be visible for Croner because of this battlecopter here. So maybe that's what is going on. The medium tank kills this entire. Now Croner has a transport copter as well, since it's late game and he's ahead and he needs to capture those. I mean, he can capture those properties, so why not? And he goes for double recon and a battlecopter. Now Bvrle pops his power. He starts capturing this really far away property, but I think he really should be focusing here on his HQ. Things are looking really rough for him. At least he sees this tank on the woods and gets it. Also gets this battlecopter. I believe it was the same situation as the last one that was hidden on the woods, but isn't really. I'm using an old version of the replay player because I didn't manage to upgrade yet. I changed the code to get the sound working, but then I wasn't able to upgrade to the last version of the code yet, so maybe this bug is already fixed. I need to check that. And now Croner is going for the HQ cap, the final move here. He's making a wall for his infantry that's capping, and I don't think Bvrle can do anything about it actually. Now Croner has a 6k income advantage. Actually, he had it for quite some time now. Bvrle can get this capture, but it really doesn't matter at this point. He goes for the power to get some extra range. Okay, he kills this, so he's gonna be able to stop the HQ cap. That's good. So he solved the puzzle here. Actually, the wall was kinda flimsy with those infantry here just standing there. He just needed one medium tank to come and one-shot this infantry. And now Bvrle stopped the HQ cap, but I don't know if that means Bvrle still has a chance, because he's still really far behind. Even this infantry is kind of taking some damage here and he's gonna die. This one probably will die soon. He also has this, Croner has this medium tank here and a new tank now coming in. Now Croner is pulling back a bit. Since he's so far ahead, he can afford to just pull back, and he makes a rocket. I guess that's a cool move. And this... oh, it's the transport copter for Bvrle that burns down actually. I think it was out of fuel. So I guess it did its job. The tank here kills the other tank, the entire. Those are some really nice trades for Bvrle. He really needs it right now. And they're almost even actually right now, even though the income advantage is still favoring Croner quite a bit. Bvrle is going to repair this artillery. I don't know if I agree with this move, but I mean, there's a lot of medium tanks right now, so artillery can be really good on the right position if you can get in there, whatever that position is. Croner is going in to the top to try and retake those bases he had. Now he's capturing on the other edge here. I don't think this entire can reach those guys here, but whatever. He goes for another rocket and a tank. I don't know what Croner is thinking, but I mean, maybe he's onto something here. This medium tank is gonna take a lot of damage from that other one, but actually it does some decent damage back as well. I think with the superpower, maybe Croner can even try to one-shot this medium tank. I don't know if that's possible. But Flak's superpower is really crazy. Now Croner, oh, he has the new tank actually. He doesn't even need to pop his superpower yet. He's waiting, I guess, for the rockets to come in to do that. The battlecopter here is killing this unit, but he only has a 1 HP infantry, so it's gonna take quite a while to capture that. It's probably gonna have to wait 2 turns to capture with this one. This transport copter gets trapped by the anti-air, but I guess that's good actually, because if this anti-air is still here, the rocket can just shoot it down. Okay, he comes back a bit. There's a lot of big units on the game now. Both players are really using their funds well, I guess, even though they're killing each other's stuff all the time. It's a really rough game. Both have around 16 units, just like on the Zelensky and Blue Pancho game. I really like this map because of the engagements, and the 2 bases with the airport make for a lot of interactions between air units and the anti-air and the heavy ground units as well. Croner has this new tank, this medium tank here, but I think it's a bit out of position with all this stuff right here, but he has all those rockets near his spawn tower with the new tank, and maybe the new tank is gonna be able to reach something here probably and kill it. Bvrle tries to kill the recon, but it doesn't quite work. Now he's moving with his tank. This medium tank, I believe, is going to attack this one, but I'm not sure because it's going to be from a road. Yeah, he's taking his time, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay, he goes for the power. Now I think he's going in. He gets, average damage, I think. There's 5 and getting 3 back there. Croner goes for the superpower, and the new tank doesn't one-shots the normal tank. I guess that was a really bad roll for Flak, but then he kills it with the anti-air. I think that was a good roll actually. 5 HP against, how much was it? 7, I think, and he got 4 damage. That was really good with a 5 HP medium tank. Now he's bringing up the rockets. So those rockets are going to do a lot of damage, I think, if Bvrle starts coming in here to get his medium tank. He also has a lot of anti-air here. And Croner goes for the recon and battlecopter. Okay, let me go back here. The artillery gets the medium tank, and now he attacks the new tank with the medium tank, gets a nice trade there. But I think the rockets are gonna rain some death here. Yeah. This medium tank is gonna take a lot of damage from those rockets. This rocket, actually, there's only one in range right now. The anti-air comes here and kills both anti-air, actually go there and kill. Croner got this base, but now he's gonna lose it again. This city, sorry. The rocket gets a really nice shot. Now Bvrle knows the rockets are there, I think. The tanks are coming in, and Croner still has a really good army advantage in value, all thanks to being 5 and 6 ahead for most of the game in income. And now we're at day 38, and there's a 30-day limit actually on the games that I set, and I think whoever has the most properties wins the game. So I think Croner is probably going to win this one if things keep going like this and Croner doesn't resign, of course. Bvrle actually is getting a capture here, which means he's gonna be 16 to 20, but Croner is also getting one, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Then Bvrle is gonna get this one, but I guess it's day 29 next. Yeah, he might be able to get it into day 30. The rockets killed a tank and an anti-air for Croner. The recon also does some damage on that. Okay, I don't know if this one guy should be visible here. The artillery, that's a bit weird, I don't know. Croner starts capturing this city right here. He probably almost killed this anti-air. The battle copter is coming in, the tank, and the transport copter, another one since that other one was killed here. And he gets some anti-air as well, and a copter. And right now it's day 29, it's really tough for Bvrle. He's fighting, he has a decent army, I mean he's really behind in value, but he just got a really nice trade here, shooting at the rocket. The rocket's always... Whenever you can do damage to them, is a lot of funds that you're taking away from your opponent in a sense, because the army value of rockets are really expensive for how durable they are. And now Croner's... I don't know if he's gonna get any other cities, but right now it's really tough because Bvrle is 6k behind, and I don't think he's getting even half of the captures he needs to draw the game. And I think even if he draws, the army value makes sure Croner wins, so Croner just goes for the brute force on day 29 and starts shooting the transport copter. He kills the tank with his 2 tanks, gets a really nice roll there on the tank, one-shots the anti-air and kills the tank with the recon, really nice, gets another battle copter. And now is the last turn from Bvrle. He needs to get 2 captures at least to draw the game, and he needs to be ahead on army value, so I think he needs 3 captures actually to win the game right now, but I don't think that's happening. The recon is going in, killing this unit, really nice. This infantry that was capping there. And now it's Croner turn, but I mean Bvrle already lost, I think, because of the income or the properties, you know, that Croner has. Now Croner is just moving some stuff. I don't know. He puts the infantry there. I'm not sure, maybe he should put here, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's the last day on the game, since it only goes to day 30. And now the tank is shooting the black bolt here for some reason. The medium tank takes more damage than it does to the battle copter, and the rocket just moves there. And Croner wins the game with the income lead. I mean, Croner was really aggressive getting those captures here. He was looking a lot like Blue Pancho on the last game, but he managed to pull back a bit. And also the fact that he got those captures, all those captures here, while denying a lot of the Bvrle captures here, meant that he had a really nice income advantage, and that was maintained throughout the game. So by the end of the day, Croner, I don't even know. I mean, he lost way more stuff than he killed, actually. 300,000 on funds he lost, and he killed 250, which is like, I guess, 60% of that. I guess more than that, I don't know. 80%, I guess, of that. But it doesn't really matter because Croner had this income advantage of 5k, 6k for almost the entire game. So yeah, over, I guess, more than 15 days, that really adds up, and Croner won the game. So this means that the group B now is completely tied. Croner won 1 game against Bvrle just now, of course. Bvrle won against Blue Pancho, and Blue Pancho won against Croner on Vandalism. So now the group's tied. So what we did to untie the group was play 3 more matches between those guys. So those are gonna be cast after the other groups. Actually, I think I'm gonna start casting Group C next. I don't know when, but soon probably, I hope. And that's it for now, guys. If you enjoy those games and want to see how this group turns out in the end, stay tuned, subscribe, like the video if you liked. If you don't like, I don't know, go watch something else. And I see you guys next time.